Oh, hey, Drak. What's that?
I don't know.
Who's the problem?
I don't know. It literally said from a fan.
I'm a fan, huh? That's weird. I don't usually get fan mail or anything.
We never put the address up.
Yeah. What's in it, do you know?
I don't, but I guess we better open it.
That's a good idea.
Okay, well, here's a letter. Why don't you take care of that? What the?
Say it here. Dear Drak and Shadow, blah blah blah, big fan, blah blah blah. No, really, the letter just says blah blah blah. I don't know. Anyway, 3DS for you. Use it well. Use it well. It's strange, cryptic.
I didn't need a 3DS, did you?
No, I didn't.
Mine's fine.
Yeah, mine's working too.
That makes absolutely no sense, but, I mean, here it is.
Yeah. Nice looking. I mean, I don't know. You think it works?
Well, we better double check just to make sure. We might have to send it back.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and give it an open.
Yeah.
Ah! Damn it! Oh, it hurts so bad! Why did people send this to us? I get it now.
Yeah, someone sent us this really bright 3DS.
Alex, don't you see? This breaks all kinds of barriers for us. This actually allows for us to do a whole slew of 3DS and DS games as Let's Plays on Drak and Shadow.
I don't believe it, Drak. What are we gonna do first?
What are we gonna do first? Yeah, I've got something. Let's do it. Welcome, everyone, to the first ever playthrough of a 3DS title.
Wow.
With Metroid Samus Returns. People might remember that Drak has a lot of love and fondness for this game, and I'm so happy that we can finally announce we have a capturable 3DS, and we can now play DS and 3DS games for you. This has broken our Pokemon barrier, Alex. We can finally move to Super Saiyandom, or Pokeballindom.
I'm sure we could have
course-
found some decent DS emulators.
Yes,
Not 3DS,
but
though.
we might as well just do it this way.
Yeah.
And of course, we also would be remiss if we didn't have Andrea here with us. I mean, we just barely got up and running, so I guess the only thing we're ready to do here, Alex, is we got to use a little bit of editing magic. So, by the magic of editing, go! You are here, Andrea! Ow! What the heck, Andrea?
I wish you would stop doing that, Drak.
Sorry, okay? Jeez. Man, your sister has a left hook, Alex. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
I do not appreciate to being summoned in just like that.
I thought you... Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get things started. Welcome, everyone, to Samus Returns. So, I actually did have all 3 files filled out. I took away one of my other ones, the one I was basically experimenting on my brand spanking new Metroid amiibos. And we're going to do a brand spanking new file. So, this is technically the second game, and you get to see the plot firsthand, Alex. Let's do this.
You must have played this
Oh
game
my
like
gosh.
so many times.
Oh, I continue to play.
Technically, I've already seen it, because I've seen the AM2R version.
This one plays out just a little bit differently.
I'm sure it does,
Yeah,
but
so-
I've at least seen it in general, I mean.
But one thing I do like is you finally, like, I love it when we get shots into the cockpit of Samus's ship. Because that rarely happens.
Who's calling you?
I don't know, but somebody is calling. In the year 20X5
Oh,
of
me?
the cosmic calendar.
Yeah.
Oh, just one of those numbers that I never know who it is. That's right.
A Galactic Federation research team discovered an unknown life form on the planet SR-388. While they were able to discover and obtain a living sample, their research vessel was attacked by space pirates during their voyage home. This attack was no coincidence. The space pirates had set their sights on these mysterious organisms called Metroids. They planned to replicate the sample and exploit its ability to absorb the energy of any life form. Their intention was to use Metroids as a weapon, one powerful enough to conquer the entire galaxy. To combat this threat, the Galactic Federation dispatched a lone bounty hunter to infiltrate the space pirate base on planet Samus, aka Zero Mission, or the original. Against all odds, Samus Aran eradicated the Metroids on Samus and defeated Mother Brain, the leader of the space pirates, and so their sinister plans were thwarted for a time.
Dun dun dun.
Concerned by these developments and by the great threat the Metroid species still pose to the galaxy, the
Galactic Federation mounted another expedition to SR-388.
Not exactly the most attractive of planet titles. A special squadron of elite soldiers from the Galactic Federation Police was dispatched to investigate. The team soon went missing, but not before transmitting a small sampling of data back to headquarters. Analysis of this data confirmed a Metroid presence within the interior of planet SR-388. So long as they continue to exist, these Metroids would forever pose a devastating threat to the galaxy. The resulting decision of the Galactic Federation Council was immediate and unanimous. We can do something, everybody! Samus Aran, you must exterminate the Metroids once and for all. So, we now have our mission, and we are going to the Metroid homeworld of SR-388. Yes, again, such a catchy title, right? We're going to SR-388 to eliminate the Metroid threat. I love the fact that they kept the Super Metroid sound. That's supposed to be space for Metroid. And of course, people might remember in Zero Mission we had a different ship. This is to set things up as our new ship, which is pretty much the ship everybody knows in the series. So excited, everybody. Get to play some Samus Returns. So, fun fact, that's actually the choir that you will get in the Metroid Prime series when you land on a planet. So, the tune you're used to in Zero Mission, that is now with a choir in Metroid Prime. So this is planet SR-388, and thus the second mission in the saga. So technically this game was originally released on Game Boy, but this is the Nintendo remake.
Oh yeah, I've also seen the Game Boy version too. I forgot, I saw that.
Okay, oh yeah, that's right. I have to kind of remind myself because I've always gotten a little deeper here. Now, not only did they overhaul the game itself, but they also did wonders for the gameplay. Oh, yes. So now I can use... One of the things you can do now is you can manually aim. So, Prime fans rejoice, you can finally do what you've been wanting to do for so long.
Well, people didn't like auto-aim or whatever?
Prime fans are really big fans of that. The other big innovation there is what I like to call the, and I think the manual calls the parry, which is basically what I just did. I smacked them back, and they can take increased damage because of it. So, okay, these are missile blocks. Whee! Okay. Sometimes the controls are a tad stiff. There we go. Ah, damn it. Dang it! Ah! The problem with the parry is that you have to time it, and occasionally I still have issues timing it properly. Alright. Oh, look at that. Well, that's a dead Federation soldier right there, so let's go ahead and go deeper. Yeah, the melee counter is what they call it. So, parry. Press X to use your melee counter right before a charging enemy makes contact. Well, now that we know that.
Parry.
What was that?
You call it the parry? Is that what you're calling it?
That's what I call it, yeah, because it feels like a Street Fighter parry. There we go. See, once you get into the rhythm, then the parry is not an issue anymore. Oh. There we go. We don't have a whole lot of our utility just yet. Like with most Metroid games, as you're actually going to find out now, since this is your second one, you kind of have a gear reset, roughly. You don't have every ability that you've been accustomed to.
Yeah, I know the trope exists, so...
Yeah. You've played Metroidvania games before, so you know there's kind of a gear reset. And this is really where a lot of that started. Woo! Ah, dang it. I got cocky. But then I slapped that one in the face. To the face! We're gonna need to keep track of these, so... Believe it or not, Metroid 2, unless you played the Famicom Disk System, was the first one to have saves in the US, because we didn't get the Famicom Disk System.
Right.
And they were put throughout the world, but there were also recharge stations, which is this is actually supposed to be. So keep in mind, red is missile recharge station. We're going to come across a number of these things, and it'll be very clear what's what. Unfortunately, we can't grab that just yet, but we can open this. This is a missile door. Ooh. Where are we? Oh, and another thing I like about the power suit's design, it's an FU to the fans, because it's actually the other M design. The one that everybody hates. And I love it. Morph Ball acquired! And again, Metroid Prime sound effects. So, the compact Morph Ball lets you move through narrow passages. We know this, basically. It's one of the most basic abilities that Samus has in her arsenal. So now that we can do this... We're gonna go back and get this missile upgrade. Whee!
Missile take acquired.
But it only gives you 3. So this is actually a different improvement that I kind of like in this game. Where missile tanks usually give you 5, and so it ends up where you have an absurd amount of missiles. This one only gives 3. Kind of lending to the aesthetic of you're isolated, you're supposed to survive. Because remember, this game is supposed to be emulating the Alien movies. Oh, and by the way, remember what this is, everybody? Because it's a save station! No, it will not heal you. So, for Metroid fans who are asking that already, no, this is not one of those ones that will heal you.
What the last game did?
Very few and far between games have actually had save stations that let you heal. Zero Mission was basically correcting that in the latter end of the game because it was all new content. Oh, and now we're even deeper.
Deeper into the thing.
So this architecture might look a little familiar, also where we got the Morph Ball. Believe it or not, SR388 had a Chozo presence on it. It doesn't now, the Chozo are all but gone, but yes, the Chozo were here. And as you learn later in the series, the reason they were here is because they are actually the reason the Metroids exist in the first place. Oh, my bad. Oh, crap! Don't step into the grape jelly! It hurts! Oh. We actually can't open this just yet. Okay. Oh. Whee! Ooh. There we go. This will probably give us what we need to open it. No, it will not, but it at least lets us go further. And more corpses. That's already not good. And... oh, and I actually should point this out. Since we have both screens on, you'll notice that we have a counter right at the bottom of the screen.
Yes, I can see it.
There are 40 Metroids. You have to eliminate all 40. Oh. Hi. Hi, Chozo architecture. This is another new feature for Samus Returns that was not in Metroid 2. Go through here. Scan Pulse. So you will get side abilities that use an energy gauge called Ion, or Aeon. I'm not sure how it's supposed to be pronounced. But yeah, there you go. Upgrading suit for Ion compatibility. So now we have this yellow gauge, and this is how you fuel these abilities. You'll get 4 of them.
Okay.
Scan Pulse uses Ion to scan the area and reveal the map. So this is basically a later version, but also supposed to be an early version of the X-ray scope. Yes, we don't need to know all of this stuff. And now we get to have the cool rebooted overworld theme of Metroid 2. I'll let it play for a minute. So that's the scan pulse.
Nice.
It allows for us to see where exactly we're going. Oh, we're detecting something. Deep beneath us. There's a Metroid! Vile creatures. Okay, so you'll start to see that this goes yellow. That means you're really close. Oh, and now you have the amiibo option if you want it. So this is where you can unlock fusion mode, which is basically super hard mode. And I actually had a lot of fun playing through it when I got the ability to.
What? Drak wanted to play super hard
It's
mode?
actually really fun. So you'll notice this one's purple. This is an energy recharge station. And the cool part is that on the map, you can see red, purple. So that's a good way to be able to figure out where you're going. Because back when the Game Boy version came out, they didn't have silly things like maps.
Or color.
Or color. Except until the Super Game Boy, and then they had color.
Or the Game Boy Color.
Yeah. But technically the Super Game Boy happened first.
I don't care.
I know you don't care. All right, there we go. And so you've been wondering why we get these yellow orbs? That's Ion. I'm not too worried about Ion because Ion is stupid easy to get. Because you never get, or you get few and far between capsules that will increase the bar, but it's not like they're needed. Any Metroid fan will use their Ion very wisely, so it's not necessarily a big problem. Let's go ahead and do a save because we're getting really close to that Metroid. I love this tune.
That's good. I like it.
Yeah, I actually have this on. So when I bought this, I bought the bonus edition of it, and I got the soundtrack, which had a lot of treasure tracks from the various Metroid games, including the Prime series, which I do like those Prime tracks. One thing I can't complain about in Prime is the music.
Can you shoot like a bomb?
There we go. It just had. We needed a missile. Uh-oh. Metroid! Oh no. This is not good, everybody. It's evolving! I'd like to introduce everybody to the Alpha Metroid. Boom, 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 boom. This is why you want to learn the melee calendar, Alex. Because then you get cutscenes. One Metroid DNA unlocked. So now we can go further and deeper into SR388. So that was the cool part about this game, is that technically on the Game Boy version, while this version adds bosses, there was really only one boss at the end of this game, the Metroid Queen. This game was meant to showcase the various evolutions of Metroids. Yeah, you thought that you had dealt with the big nasty in the original game? No, that's a larva. That's a baby. Now you get to see the various evolutions that Metroids go through and makes them even nastier. Let's go here. I thought that opened it. Oh, and we'll probably need this. Charge Beam acquired.
Charge Beam.
So you remember we came across a door that didn't look like it was properly powered?
Yeah.
That's a Charge Beam door.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so yeah, press Y to charge and Y to fire. So this one's dead. All you gotta do is boom! And it will permanently stay open. An energy tank, because holy crap, in this game, you need them. I'm a fan and all, don't get me wrong, and I know how to play well in a Metroid game, but this game will test you.
Oh, it's one of those games, huh?
But it's so satisfying when it does it, Alex. You have no idea. It's so addictive. Okay. Oh, yes, that's right. We can't, I keep on thinking I have the Morph Ball bombs, and I don't yet. I mean, Andrea's kind of right. I technically should be the guy who's like, oh my gosh, super hard, shouldn't like this. It's so enjoyable. I've played this thing through who knows how many times.